Good morning, class. Today we will discuss with the next topic of chapter trigonometric functions. In the previous class we discussed about the relationship between radian measure and degree measure, and we learned the formulas as well, how to convert from radian to degree and degree measure to radian measure, right? Today we will discuss about the next topic, and it is very important topic. If you notice here, I have drawn a circle on in the Cartesian system, and this circle, once again I am taking a unit circle, right? So this circle is again our unit circle. When we say that the circle is a unit circle, that means if I take the radius of the circle by keeping O origin at the 0 0, then if I mark it as A, right, then OA is 1 unit. It is a unit circle, that means the circle is of radius 1 unit. This unit can be centimeter, can be meter, any unit it can be, but yes, it is 1 unit only. Okay. Now here, why I have drawn this circle, what we will do here, we are going to shift our trigonometric functions on this unit circle, and let us see how will we do it. Okay. And here what I am taking right now, if this point A I have marked, okay, let this point A is of, definitely if point is there and it is in the Cartesian system, right, the point will have two coordinates, and we are marking these two coordinates are A comma B. Okay, that means what is A distance and B distance? A distance will be if I throw the perpendicular from A on this, right, so this is our A distance. If I mark it as M, I am throwing AM perpendicular on x-axis, and what will be distance B? This will be our B distance. So here if I write down, it means AM is equals to B and OM is A. Okay. Now if you notice this triangle AOM, right, or okay, if I say OMA or AMB, this is right angle triangle, and in the previous classes you people have learned that trigonometric functions sine, cos, tan, what are these? These are the ratios of the sides of right angle triangle, right? So here if I am taking this triangle AOB here, so this is our right angle, this is A, this is M, this is our O, this distance is A and this distance is M. Now according to this triangle, if I ask you a question, what is sine theta and what will be cos theta, if this is the angle theta, that means here also if I mark this is an angle theta taken in anti-clockwise direction, that means it is a positive angle. And when I am saying angle and it is in the unit circle, right, that means if it is it will be an angle subtended by an arc at the center of the origin. Now what is the length of the arc, that we have to see. Before that I am just saying that theta is an angle subtended at the center of the circle, right, and we are taking this triangle AMO, that is right angle triangle. Now what is sine theta? Sine theta, according to the formula, it is perpendicular upon hypotenuse. So perpendicular is B, hypotenuse, that means this is 1 unit, because OA we are taking as the radius of the circle, so it will be equals to 1. So from here I can say the value of B, I can write it as in terms of theta, that is sine theta. Similarly cos will be base upon hypotenuse, it means A I can write in terms of theta and it will be cos theta. So these coordinates which I have written for A point, now this in place of A and B, I can write down these coordinates in the terms of theta, right? So then what will be the coordinates of A? These coordinates of A, if I write down here, in place of A it will become cos theta, comma sine theta. So these are the new coordinates that we are writing for the point A. Okay. Now if I mark this point, right, let it be B point, okay, and let this point be C. Here if I mark it as D, here if I mark it as E, and this is already done B. Since it is a unit circle, now I hope everybody knows when it is a unit circle, OB is also representing a circle. OC, OD, OE, all these are representing the, not circle, I'm sorry, all are representing the radius of the circle only. So if it is a unit circle, then OB also will be 1 unit. But if I have to write down the coordinates of this point B, B is lying on x-axis, so the coordinates of B will become 1, 0. And C point is lying on y-axis, and we know the coordinates of any point on y-axis, it will be 0, y form. And since this distance OC is also 1 unit, so the coordinates of C can be written as 0, 1. Similarly, D is the point, it is lying on negative x-axis, but this distance is 1 unit. Since the distance is 1 unit but the point is lying on negative x-axis, so the coordinates of D can be written as -1, 0. And E is point which is lying on negative y-axis. Once again, OE is the radius, radius is 1 unit. So this distance is 1 unit, but this point is lying on negative y-axis, so x coordinate will be 0. Since it is negative, so the coordinates will become 0, -1. I have taken these 4 points, that means the 4 points on the circumference of the circle, and we know the coordinates of all these 4 points B, C, D and E. How we are getting these coordinates? Just by the definition of a circle, right? Now, what I am going to do, this point A is any arbitrary point where the coordinates are A, B. As I shift this point A from this position to this, definitely the coordinates will change. When this A point is coming here, the coordinates will be something different. When it is coming here, that means whenever it is shifting its position anywhere on the circumference of the circle, the coordinates will change according to our Cartesian system, right? Now, these coordinates A and B, what we have written, we are writing it as cos theta, sin theta. It means as this A point is shifting its locus, its position, the values of cos theta and sin theta will also change, right? Now, if I say this point A, initially it is lying here. This point A is lying here. That means what I am going to write down here, initially it is at the point B, and the coordinates of B are 1, 0. Right? At point B, when this point A is here, not here, but this point A is initially here, the value of theta, here theta is something, but the value of theta, it is coming over here only. So theta, what will be the angle between OB and O? That means this is 0 only. So I will say here theta is equals to 0 only, right? What is theta here? Theta is equals to, either you write down 0 radian or 0 degree, right? Now, it means, but we know the coordinates of B already by the definition of a unit circle. Two things we are getting here. At this point B, the point cos theta, sin theta will be there, where theta value is 0. And also we know the coordinates of B by the definition of unit circle. So what we will get here, it implies when I am putting this theta 0, I will get the coordinates will be cos 0, sin 0. And this cos 0 degree or sin 0 degree, actually it is given equals to the coordinates 1, 0. Now, few students can have this question from where this 1, 0 is coming. I am repeating, 1, 0 coordinates we are writing for B, C, D, E points depending upon the definition of a unit circle, right? So this is how we will get the standard values of sine and cos for the standard form angles, right? And now, when it is theta is 0 radian, 0 degree, cos 0, sin 0, that means here theta will become 0. So cos 0 sin 0 is actually equals to 1, 0. And if you remember by the chapter sets, if two ordered pairs are equal, it means their corresponding elements will be equals. What does it mean? It means cos 0 is equals to 1 and sine 0 is equals to 0 only, and this value we know very well. Cos 0 degree is 1 and sine 0 is 0. This is how the values are coming for sine and cos when theta is 0. How? When we are shifting or when we are taking any arbitrary point on the unit circle, and this unit circle we have shifted on the Cartesian system, right? Okay, now if this point B has come here, it has rotated in the anti-clockwise direction at an angle, that is right angle, and we know angle BOC, it will be right angle. So angle BOC is right angle. Right angle means 90-degree angle, and we have learned in the previous exercise 90-degree means pi by 2. Okay, 90-degree means pi by 2 radian. Right, now at 90-degree, that means at point C, what are the coordinates of C? We have written the coordinates of C are 0, 1, right? And what is the value of theta here? Theta has rotated anti-clockwise direction at right angle. That means the value of theta, either you take 90-degree or pi by 2, one and the same thing. So here I am writing theta is equals to pi by 2, right? Now theta is pi by 2, or I am writing here it's 90-degree also. So let us again substitute the value of theta in this arbitrary point. What is the arbitrary point? Cos theta comma sin theta, that is cos pi by 2 comma sin pi by 2. This point is equal to 0, 1. Why 0, 1? Once again 0, 1, these are the coordinates of the point C by the definition of unit circle, right? Now these two ordered pairs are equal. It means cos pi by 2 value will be 0 and sin pi by 2 value is 1. So this is the second thing. We use this thing in our sums, in our numericals, and this is how we are getting the value. Cos 90-degree is 0, sin 90-degree is 1, right? So this is all about B point and C point. Similarly, we will talk about D point and E point. Okay, so when we shift to the D point, I am writing here at D. At D, what are the coordinates we are writing? -1, 0. So at D point, the coordinates are -1, 0, because D point is lying on negative x-axis. Now when I shift this, that means now the point A point, this arbitrary point A, initially it was here B, then it took one right angle rotation, it shifted to C, one more right angle rotation it has taken here. Now 90-degree plus 90-degree, it has become 180-degree, that means semicircle, and the angle of semicircle is 180-degree, or in radian form it will be pi. So here let us write down at D point, theta will be equals to 180-degree, or we can say it is pi, right? So let us write, it means cos pi comma sin pi. So these are the coordinates according to any arbitrary point location where theta is now pi, and -1, 0 are the coordinates of the point D according to the definition of unit circle. Now when we equate these two ordered pairs, it means cos pi will be -1 and sin pi will be 0. So this is the third thing that we are learning. Cos 180-degree will be -1 and sin 180-degree is 0, right? Similarly, when I shift to the point E, E point, the coordinates are 0, -1, and what will be the angle here? Theta. What will be angle here? One more right angle rotation. So 180 plus 90-degree, one more 90-degree angle or right angle rotation, so it will become 270-degree, or in other words it will be 2 pi by 3. Okay, not 2 pi by 3, I am sorry, it will be 3 pi by 2, right? So 270-degree. Okay, so yeah, let me cut it properly. So here the point coordinates are 0 comma minus 1, angle 270 degree, that means 3 pi by 2, because pi plus pi by 2 we are doing actually. And here what will be cos 3 pi by 2 comma sine 3 pi by 2, and this is equals to the coordinates which are given 0 comma minus 1. So when I equate here, I will get cos 3 pi by 2, the value is 0, and sine 3 pi by 2, the value is becoming minus 1. So this is the next result. Cos 270 degree will be 0, sine 270 degree it is coming minus 1. And once again, after this point, if it completes its right angle rotation, one more rotation, that means 270 plus 90, it will be 360 degree, that means 2 pi, right? So pi and pi, two semicircles when complete, and when it reaches again at the point B, when theta is will become equals to 360 degree or 2 pi, we know at the point B the coordinates are 1 comma 0, but the angle after complete one revolution, the angle will become now here 360 degree. So I will say cos 2 pi comma sine 2 pi, this is equals to 1 comma 0. What does it mean? It means cos 2 pi is 1 and sine 2 pi will be 0. So once it complete its one revolution, the angle cos 2 pi or the value cos 2 pi will be 1 and the value of sine 2 pi will be 0. Now these points A, B, C, D, E are fixed, but you know the revolutions, they don't end here. Once it completes one revolution, again one more revolution will be there, 3, 4, so many n revolutions will be there, right? And definitely n will be positive integer because we are counting the revolutions only. Okay, so counting means the natural numbers only, but 0 revolution can also be there, that means when it is at the beginning only. So we will be taking here positive integers. Okay, now if you notice one thing here, right, what is happening here when pi by 2, now let me write down here, the angle is here theta is equal to 0. Okay, if let me draw one more unit circle here with the angles. Now we will do, if I take this unit circle, I am taking the same points B, C, D and E, right? The coordinates are 1, 0, 0 comma 1, minus 1 comma 0 and 0 comma minus 1. What is the angle here in the beginning? Theta is 0. Here the angle is pi by 2. Here the angle is pi. Here the angle theta will be 3 pi by 2, and when it completes the revolution, here the angle will be 2 pi, right? Now when the value of theta is 0, cos is 1. When the value of theta is pi, cos is minus 1, right? When the value of theta is pi by 2, sine is 1. When the value of theta is 3 pi by 2, sine is minus 1, right? So my point is here, actually what I want to say, the maximum value sine takes is plus 1 and the least value sine will take is minus 1, right? Similarly, the maximum value cos function takes is plus 1 and the least value cos function takes is minus 1, right? And here these values are repeating. If it completes one revolution here, right, this is one revolution and theta will become 2 pi. When theta is 2 pi, once again cos is taking 1. Now 2 pi plus pi by 2, what will be that? 5 pi by 2. Again cos will become 0. But 2 pi plus pi, that means when it comes 3 pi, cos will become minus 1. Now 3 pi plus pi by 2, it will be 7 pi by 2. 7 pi by 2, again cos is 0, right? So whenever multiple of pi by 2 is coming, cos is becoming 0. But whenever you notice now, when theta is 0 degree, sine is 0. Theta is pi, sine is 0. Again theta 2 pi sine 0, theta 3 pi sine 0, because here and here even multiples of pi will come and at point D odd multiples of pi will come. That means, but At point C also the value of sine is 0, because the second point is telling us the value of sine. If you remember, when we have written here the coordinates of A as A comma 0, first coordinate is cos theta, second coordinate is sine theta, right? So whenever first coordinate is 1, when the first coordinate is 1, when theta is even multiple of pi, cos is coming plus 1. When theta is odd multiple of pi, let me bring you here. When theta is even multiple of pi, cos is coming plus 1. When theta is odd multiple of pi, pi, 3 pi, 5 pi, 7 pi, cos is giving you minus 1. On the other hand, whenever theta is 0 or a multiple of pi, in other words, whenever theta is a multiple of pi, sine is becoming 0. Here also sine 0, here also sine 0. But at this point C, sine is 1. At this point E, sine is minus 1. That means sine is taking the values when we are having the odd multiples of pi by 2. Why odd multiples? Because if it is even multiple of pi by 2, it will turn it into pi only. So whenever we have odd multiples of pi by 2, cos theta is 0. In other words, sin theta is getting the values. And whenever we have multiples of pi, sine is becoming 0 and cos is taking the value plus 1 or minus 1 according to even and odd value of n, right? So now we will generalize the result. What will be the generalized result? I am giving you here the generalized result. We will conclude from the unit circle only, that whenever the value of theta is pi, sine is becoming 0, and whenever the value of theta is odd multiple of pi by 2, cos is becoming 0, right? So let us write down the formulas. So let us write down the formulas here. What we are observing here, that will be the formula actually. So if I write down sine n pi, it is always giving you 0, where n is any integer, right? This is the first formula. If I give you the example, if n is 0, sine 0 we know it is 0. If I write down sine 1, sine let it be pi, sine pi will be 0, sine 2 pi will be 0, right? How it is coming? Let me take you back to the unit circle here, right? Here angle is 0 degree, here angle is pi, then 2 pi, then 3 pi, then 4 pi. That means as it is moving or as it is taking the revolutions at the point B and D, the angles are becoming multiples of pi. So whenever multiple of pi, the second coordinate of the point is 0, and the second coordinate is telling us the value of sine theta, right? So from this we are concluding the result that sine n pi will be equal to 0, where n is an integer. And the same formula we can write down if sine theta is equal to 0, that is theta will be equals to n pi, where n belongs to integers, right? Where n will be integer. So the same formula we can write down in these two different forms. Clear? Now if we go back to the unit circle, now the first coordinate here of the point is telling us the value of cos theta, right? And now at the point C, theta is 90 degree, at the point E, theta is 3 pi by 2, that means 270 degree. And once again, when after completing one revolution, when it go to C, it will be 2 pi plus pi by 2, that means 5 pi by 2, and then 7 pi by 2, and so on. That means at odd multiples of pi by 2, the first point is always 0. So we are concluding here when the value of sine will be 0 and when the value of cos will be 0. So sine is 0 when we are getting the multiples of pi, when cos we are getting 0 whenever we have the odd multiple of pi by 2. So that result also we will write down. Second, the next result will be cos 2n plus 1 pi by 2. This will be equals to 0, whenever n belongs to integer, right? Why we are writing 2n plus 1? Because if I don't write 2n plus 1, it can be pi by 2, it can be pi also. Here if I am only writing n instead of 2n plus 1, the n can be any. So if it comes even, then it will become pi, but cos is not 0 at the multiples of pi. So we have to mention cos will be 0 whenever we have odd multiple of pi by 2, right? That is, we will write down here cos theta equals to 0 implies theta will be equals to 2n plus 1 pi by 2, where n belongs to integer. So this formula can be written in these two forms. It is your choice how you want to learn the formula or how you want to understand it. Okay, these are the two standard formulas based upon which we will get all our remaining four formulas of trigonometric functions. Clear? Now we will just give a small recall to one simple topic, when in which quadrant the function is positive and in which quadrant, means in which first quadrant, second quadrant, which function will be positive and which function will be negative. How we are getting it? If you remember, you people have done the formula earlier also. We know if we take two real number lines which are meeting at 0 0, so this fixed point 0 0 we consider it as origin, right? And right side to the origin, here this will be positive x-axis, left side to the origin it will be negative x-axis. Similarly, this real number line which we are taking vertically above 0, that means it will be positive y, and below 0 it will be negative y. Now